I saw Parker's Noms and I thought I stood a chance.
Do you know like every word to that song?
I know a lot of them.
That's
Saw
crazy.
Barbara Ann and I thought I stood a chance. Barbara Ann. Barbara
Dang,
Ann.
Jesse, that's super impressive.
Barbara.
Hello there, and welcome to the latest episode of Co-op the Podcast. I am your host, Raven.
It's episode 22.
It's episode 22.
We've done 22 of these.
Who are you?
I'm Jesse.
It's Jesse.
Yeah, the other host. But yeah,
The elusive
if anybody
Jesse.
who's keeping track, this is episode 22.
2 and 2.
Which, what does that mean? Are we at the halfway mark yet for the year? Because we skipped a couple,
No.
right?
Well, I mean, yes. I
Yeah.
don't know if it is halfway.
We started in January.
So 52
of
divided
2019.
by...
It's
Okay,
26.
so 26.
Yeah, but
So has
this
it been 26 weeks this year?
It's
is what
been
I'm asking.
6 months of the year almost, right? So, not quite. I don't think. I think we got to get into this month.
How many weeks have there been?
Yeah, just look up what's the middle point of the year. What day is the middle of the year?
Okay, so week 26 is from June 24th to June 30th.
Okay, so we're coming up. We're
Yeah.
coming up to, we've been doing this half a year.
Yeah, we're on week 24 right now. So we're not that behind. I guess we haven't missed that many weeks, I guess.
Oh yeah, only
Anyways.
one or two, vacation, and there's one other time.
But we didn't miss it. I mean, we missed it right before, and then, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, welcome to our podcast, a weekly podcast where we talk about whatever the fuck we want. And we do it with charm and grace and
Yeah, high
finesse.
charisma stats.
We just put it all in charisma. We're not so good on our constitution because we're down here coughing and sneezing because, like that. Because
I think that was
guess the
psychosomatic.
allergies, yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I don't know what it is. Something is making me cough down here.
Yeah.
Maybe we got mold.
I don't think we have
Asbestos.
asbestos. I'm baking as best as I can. Sorry, that was like any 2000s kids out there. The guy who did like the oh my god shoes. He did one where he like has a muffin bakery and he just lists off a bunch of muffins.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that one was
Anyways,
asbestos muffin.
who won a t-shirt this week? Because let's get some announcements out of the way.
Yeah, so our winner this week for the t-shirt contest was Kenna Hickey off of Facebook. She hangs out with us a lot on Facebook. So we've had like all three of our social media produced
We've had winners from all of them. Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. So she won
That
this
random
week.
number generator's rolling better than dice in Roll20.
Yeah, well, I have a theory that Roll20 is created by Satan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't do well
We don't roll on
rolling in
Roll20.
Roll20. So,
Yeah. But so she won. You could win next week if you interact with all of our original content on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. That's liking, commenting, sharing, anything like that. And then you'd win a
Yeah.
t-shirt. One of our super cool Co-op the Podcast t-shirts that has our logo design. Has our logo designed by Ash Brielle. So,
yep. Yeah, you could win a cool t-shirt with our logo designed by Ash.
my good buddy Ash. Hentai sandwich.
Yep, hentai sandwich. The logo is super dope. It's the logo we use. You're looking at here on the thing. It's us
On this
we're
podcast
cool.
icon. Yeah.
Yeah, and the t-shirts are pretty cool too. They come in a variety of colors, so you get to pick. So yeah, just interact.
Yes.
We have all of these posts, throughout the week on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah. Only not retweets or anything like that. As long as they come from us directly, that's how you can enter.
Yeah, track it back.
Yeah.
Because we can't really track what happens on retweets. So
It's true.
Yeah.
So yeah. What other announcements do we have?
you're gonna be on Scraticus
Academy again.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for those of us that listen and follow Raven's activity on Twitch, She was on a live play D&D Twitch stream.
Yep.
Yeah, and it went really well. So they're asking her to come back permanently.
Yeah, permanently for the rest of the
Semi-permanently.
season.
Yeah,
Yeah,
rest of
which
the season.
ends in like on July 20th. But yeah, on Fading Footsteps, I'm going to be bringing Araki and Kuma back. If you watched it and you like them, guess what? You get to like see us play every week. So I'm going to be on that. It's every Thursday at 7:30 Pacific Standard Time, 7:30 p.m.
Yeah.
So come join me. And then I'm also going to be doing another stream on Scraticus Academy's Twitch, and that's on June 22nd. That's a Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So again, come join me.
Yeah, and we'll post the links whenever we're going live and stuff like that. So if you're following us on Twitter, you'll get the notifications and be able to click through and follow.
Show.
Yeah, but definitely check it out. What else? Do we have any other announcements? Is that it?
Aside from coupthepodcast.com, patreon.com/coupthepodcast, at coupthepodcast
Our
on
gratuitous
Twitter.
plugs.
Yeah, Instagram, Facebook, all those.
Yeah, follow us everywhere.
Follow us. And
Rate,
then-
subscribe, review.
Yes.
Smash that like button or whatever
Smash it.
they say on the YouTubes.
Smash.
Yeah.
Rah. All right.
Smash.
Let's get on with it, because I like our hotcakes this week, and I like our theme this week. So, just a heads up, our theme, this is part 1 of our theme. Part 2 is going to be next week. So,
yep, and our
look
theme's
out
going to cover E3. We
Yes.
just wanted to talk about all the stuff that's kind of, I think Saturday, the weekend, is like the big day.
I'm a little confused, because there are announcements going on today.
All throughout
this weekend, but supposedly it's only, like, E3 is June 11th through the 13th, which is, like, Tuesday.
Right, but like everybody tries to get like, okay, so you
All
want
the
somebody to be
announcements out
at
of the
your booth, right, as
Yeah.
opposed to somebody else's. So they always come out with like a lot of big news and things like that.
So there's a lot. So we're recording on Sunday. So there's a lot of like Xbox's stream is today, or announcements are today. Bethesda's today. Tomorrow is like Square Enix and all those. So and those are like right in between when our Tuesday podcast comes out. So we're gonna save a couple of those for next week. But we have some cool announcements from what happened this past week in gaming.
Yeah, we'll have a few announcements and stuff like that. We'll talk about what sort of speculation we might have on what other things are going to come up, and then
what
next
we're
we'll
excited
kind
to
of
see in the next
recap
kind of round
what happens.
of, But our hotcakes are cool. The first one this past week, we binge watched Good Omens like in one evening.
Yeah, that was good.
And it was really good. Good Omens came out on Amazon Prime.
Yep. Well done, like all these streaming platforms do when they invest money into making something,
And it's got a good cast, too, because, you have David Tennant, you have Michael Sheen. They're amazing in this. They're really funny. Their characters are really interesting and fun to follow. So, for them alone, I would just recommend it. And then just kind of all the rest of it. I think it was really fun to watch this show. And kind of, because I really love Neil Gaiman, and Jesse really loves Terry Pratchett.
Yep.
And it was really fun to kind of see the, like, hints of Terry Pratchett in it, and then the bits of Neil Gaiman.
Yeah, to me, this is a story Terry Pratchett wrote, and then Neil Gaiman fucked up.
Oh,
or else it would have been funnier.
Well, yeah, it wasn't as funny, which I thought the parts that were, like, specifically, like, really funny and out there, I was like, all right, that's Terry Pratchett, like, wagging his dick around.
Yeah, Terry Pratchett is the best when it comes to funny, or was the best. R.I.P.
Right, R.I.P. Terry Pratchett. But I like Neil Gaiman's, like, story building and world creation and things like that. And I was reading this article that said, so Terry Pratchett, this is mostly Terry Pratchett's story. But Neil Gaiman brought in, like, bits of, like, he did the Four Horsemen and kind of created that whole...
And death was ruined.
Well, and so we've read a bunch of Discworld, which is Terry Pratchett.
Right, and I think death should have been the death from that.
Yeah.
To show that there's, like, no boundaries, death exists outside of the universe and, like, the existence of whatever.
Right, and I love how in the Discworld series, and, like, I'm thinking specifically, like, Mort and Hogfather and stuff, I see Death as being like this really comfy kind of guy who just wants to like hang out and relax. In Good Omens, he's kind of a badass though, which is cool. It's kind of cool and really different.
Yeah, he doesn't talk in all caps. It's lame.
You can't see the all caps.
You could tell. You could tell somebody's talking in all caps.
Yeah.
They talk big.
Big.
Yeah.
Big all caps.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think it'd be, I don't know, just like in your mind talk. But how do you even portray that in film with a character that doesn't have a mouth?
So. I don't know, but yeah, I was a little disappointed in
just
Death
in Death. I think Death was. I mean, and that was me too. I thought that funnier. I thought he was too cool. It was like, eh.
Right, like the Four Horsemen is like the other ones were kind of like comically.
Yeah, like they liked war.
Yeah.
And famine.
Yeah.
And then they change. I mean,
it wasn't
this
pestilence,
is how
it was pollution. Yeah.
Pollution, which is a Good Omens thing. Which I will say, I have maybe read Good Omens like once a really long time ago. I don't remember everything from the book. And it might have been even, I believe I read all the way through, but it could have also been I started reading and then I had to stop. Started reading and I had to stop. So, but the show is really good and it kind of makes us really want to get back into reading that book. And I think if you have the ability to do that, like renting it or checking it out at your local library or buying it, whatever, do it.
Wherever. I recommend subscribing to Audible and then getting like a book a month because we don't always have like a book that we want to get a month, but we have this like huge backlog of books. We're like, okay, yeah. And so every month we kind of eat away at our backlog or get a new book that we want. I don't know. But we're building up this huge library of audiobooks, which is just a convenient way to digest.
Especially while I'm like working. I don't like working in silence. So
yeah, and sometimes you're all caught up on your podcasts or sometimes, podcasts are too distracting. You need something kind of mundane in the background to just drone on.
And one of my favorite things about Neil Gaiman books on Audible, he's usually the one that's reading them, and his voice is very like soothing and very calming, and so I've listened to a bunch of his books on Audible and it was great.
Yeah. So definitely check out Audible.
But I do
Audible.com,
understand
it's an Amazon company.
Subscriptions are, I mean, eventually they get pricey, and Audible books are super expensive for some.
Right, the subscription is totally worth it, as opposed to buying a book each month.
Right.
You can just download it. It's like much cheaper, and it can stream on your Kindle because, as I mentioned, it's an Amazon company.
Oh yeah, and it's really cool. And I think we've actually talked about this before. Exactly, like when you're listening to an Audible book. If you pause, you sync it with your Kindle, and it'll take you to that page, which I love.
So everybody get a Kindle. Everybody get Audible subscription.
Yeah,
you can pause it at any time. Yeah,
give us money.
Yes.
All right, so that's Good Omens. Jesse, what do you rate it? How many stars? 4.5.
6.
Very good. Out of 5 was my thing.
See, I didn't know the scale, so
I forgot to give you the scale.
I'm just gonna throw it out there. 6 of what? I don't know. But yeah, no, I 4.5, sure.
4.5 is good. You get half of a star knocked off because Death was kind of lame.
Yeah, that's my opinion. Yeah, like I definitely, I don't know that I would rewatch it. There's not a lot of things I would rewatch, right? Especially after seeing them. Maybe years from now, I'll rewatch it.
Yeah, like it was really quick too. There's only like 6 episodes, and we did finish it in an evening. We watched it watched it with dinner, and we were like, okay, well, we'll just keep going.
Yeah, so I would say I have several buckets of how I categorize shows and movies. One would be I'll never watch it again. Or 1 would be I would never watch it in the first place. 2 would be I'll never watch it again. 3 is I'll watch it again at some point. 4 is like, okay, I'll watch it again pretty soon. And 5 is like I could repeat it right after.
It's The Office. Right. It's not even like it's its own category. Yeah. It's The Office.
The Office falls into a 5. I'd say this falls into like a 4. Yeah, like I could watch it again in a month.
Yeah, right? Same. Because I
wouldn't wait years, but
I'd like to read the book, and then I'd like to rewatch it like almost immediately.
Yeah, exactly. So there's some funny parts. It's worth rewatching. Yeah. So
I'm trying to figure out if I actually said Martin Sheen or Michael Sheen. Michael Sheen is the one I meant. Martin Sheen is the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy who's in Grace and Frankie as one of the old men.
Yeah.
Who is now gay. But Grace and Frankie, super good show. But anyways.
Yep. Magic the Gathering is doing a cartoon on Netflix.
It is, yeah. Netflix is doing it. And they actually have a super, heading up the project is Joe and Anthony Russo, who just got off doing Avengers Endgame. So I have a feeling this is going to be like an epic fucking TV show.
Well, yeah, I think it'll be really good. I'm super glad they decided to go with a comic, obviously, right?
Oh, a cartoon?
Yeah, cartoon. Sorry. Yeah.
What do you think, Jace? I have my little Funko Pops by Magic the Gathering.
Yes. But yeah, so I really think it'll be really good. I think the story of Magic the Gathering that, none of us really, I'm sure somebody out there really follows it, but
in their books. And
yeah, we all kind of know the story as we play the game.
Campaigns.
Because we play Magic the Gathering. If people couldn't tell, we play.
Yeah.
We not recently, but, mostly because we fell behind a couple sets, and now I don't want to go out and spend $1,000.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's like, there's a story, there's an overall story that needs to be told, I think. It'll be really cool to see that.
All the planes, and then all the specific, characters, and their stories are always super interesting. The guilds are really interesting kind of stories to tell. There are all these different races and locations, so I think it really transfers well into a cartoon or a TV show.
Yeah, and every time a new set comes out, it's like a new season, right?
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense. They could go back and forth and keep going and stuff like that. And I'm hoping it's kind of like, I don't know who they're getting to animate it, what team, but I hope it's kind of like in the style of Voltron. I
think it'd be really cool in that style.
Yeah.
But I think that Bardell Entertainment... Okay, so there are a couple of names on here that Wizards of the Coast and Netflix are working with. Henry Gilroy did Star Wars Rebels and Star Wars Clone Wars. Jose Molina did The Tick and Jordan Peele's Weird City. Yuriaki Mochizuki did Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and Bardell Entertainment did Rick and Morty, Teen Titans Go, and Netflix is The Dragon Prince. So there's a lot going on there. So I'm wondering kind of what
but
the
that is
style
definitely
is
that
from.
style kind of sounds like it's going to lean towards that sort of shaded. I don't know how to describe styles, but it's not going to be super realistic looking.
Yeah, which it should.
It'll be more cartoony looking. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit softer edges. It's not going to be a sharp, lighter color palette, I think, as opposed to a darker color palette. That's what it sounds like to me. So.
And it looks like they haven't said what the storyline is going to be about, and exactly what characters they're going to be bringing in. But it says it is going to be, Magic is very character-centric, obviously, because, it's you bringing these characters kind of to life with magic. That's what Magic the Gathering is. And all these planewalkers, those are a huge aspect of the game. So it's going to be interesting to see what story they really bring to life. And I am also wondering, so the art style for Magic the Gathering is very specific. It's very beautiful, very well done art that are on the cards.
Right.
And they've said that they aren't expecting their animators to bring that to life, because that would be super unrealistic. So.
Right, and that's where I'm thinking, it'll be a little bit softer. Which makes sense, which is cool. But yeah, no, I'm excited for it. Do we when's the release date? What's the deal with that?
I'm not sure. I did just read something that does say that if you liked The Dragon Prince on Netflix, which we haven't watched, but I think we should watch, then you should like this animated series. So I'm thinking it's going to be in a similar style as The Dragon Prince, which is almost a more 3D kind of rendering of Voltron, almost, is kind of how that reminds me of. But let me see.
No, it's the same style kind of as Voltron, I would say.
Yeah, but just kind of more more dimensional almost. I don't know. It just says it's in the works. I don't see a date.
Yeah. It takes a long time to draw stuff. and then get the actors recording, right?
Right.
Do we have any idea who's going to be recording what voices?
No, because we aren't really sure what characters are what at the moment. So
yeah, so okay, we got some time.
Yeah, I got my Johnny right here. I'd like to see him. I got my Jace right here. Got my Liliana. Those three would be cool.
Well,
Those
yeah,
are
I
cool
think
stories
all
in
the
general.
5 like main planeswalkers, because there's 5, I think, right?
Right, because I mean, there's each for each color.
Right.
And so I'm missing
Red,
which is Chiara. No, fuck. And then the elf, which is green.
Yeah, Chandra.
Yes, that's it.
Chandra Nalaar.
Yeah.
Is our red primary. Of course, they have like a ton of people. Like they don't always have the same ones, but there are like a lot that are the same. Because like Garuk, Wild Speaker,
right, and
green
then there's
one,
also
but there's also other people that
right
are green, and like I feel like those are some big ones. Nisa,
yeah,
is the other one I was thinking of.
Yeah, that's the green one, right?
Yeah, so Garuk and Nisa are both kind of
right, and
then
there's
Chandra.
There's Nicol Bolas, which is the dragon, which is this one is blue, black, and red. This card that I'm looking
They're
at.
multicolored ones too. Yeah. Gideon here, it's a white one.
I think it'd be cool to see like a lot of the usual characters that, I mean, like Jace is a big component.
Jace is like one of the main characters. I think pretty sure he's like the main character of the books.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It'll probably be a lot through his perspective, but everybody else comes in and out. Johnny, Chandra.
I love a Johnny. He's so cute, isn't he? Look at him. Cute little boy. Eagle boy. Give him a little scritches. Yeah. Anyways.
Any hoodles.
Yeah, I'm
so
excited to see what they do, and I'm excited to see what characters they bring and what stories they're bringing to life, and if it's going to bring in, because like I will say that the D&D Eberron
expansion,
Ravnica. Ravnica is what it is. I thought that one was kind of disappointing, like the story. I mean, I haven't actually gotten to play it, so maybe I shouldn't say anything. But like just like first looks at it, I was kind of like, okay, well that's kind of lame.
Yeah, like the D&D-ness wasn't enough for you or something.
No, I just thought like if it's going to be in a Magic the Gathering setting like Ravnica, then maybe, I mean, I just expected more out of it. It just kind of seemed like wasn't enough D&D, wasn't enough Magic. So
right, yeah.
So I'm excited to see what this will do and what they'll bring to life in this.
Yeah, because actually it makes like I think Magic the Gathering is something more people should get into. I mean, D&D got more popular recently. It'd be cool if Magic the Gathering got more popular recently.
Yeah, I agree.
It's cool. It's been around for a long time.
We've done a couple of like
tournaments and stuff for fun.
We've played at Dragon Con, or I played at Dragon Con a couple of times, and that was so much fun. You just meet so many cool people, and I remember in college, like, we would sit around and drink beers and play.
Yeah.
Almost every Saturday night.
Yep, it's fun.
That was fun. All right, let's move on to our next hotcakes, and this one is for Jesse, for sure, because it's the new Apple iOS 13 update. And he's been talking to me about it a lot. So Jesse loves cell phones. It's like his thing. He collects old cell phones.
Yeah, I collect a lot of my old cell phones.
And he's always trying to stay up to date on the newest technology and the newest updates on iOS, on Android, on literally any of them. So, Puddin'.
Yeah, well, so WWDC, Worldwide Developer Conference by Apple, was like last week.
I thought that was going to be like a what would
something
Dean do? I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, it's their conference it's mostly when they announce like software things. So it's always usually, new iOS, watch OS. New now officially the iPad is getting its own OS. It's still technically like iOS 13 at its core. but it's going to be called iPad OS. And, I think probably a couple generations from now, it'll be completely different, right? Now
Right,
it's just
which
sort
is
of softball
good
different.
because we have iPads and
it's supposed to make them a
regular
lot.
iOS and it's not as user friendly.
It's just a big iPhone. Yeah, and you're like, okay, well,
just a big boy.
We hardly use them, to be honest.
Yeah,
like
at
we
this
should,
point.
but they'll be a lot more desktop-like. So with iPad OS, they're supposed to get like some widgets they can kind of move around on the desktop, right? And then they're going to use like the full-blown Safari instead of the mobile Safari. It's all getting optimized for touchscreen input stuff, which actually too probably one benefit of this iPad OS. One thing people don't like about Macs is they don't have the touchscreen screens. Right. And it's because Apple hasn't really made their software touchscreen super friendly for the full-blown Mac experience, right? But now that they're kind of gearing everything towards touchscreen with the iPad OS and they're improving that kind of side of things, I bet you in a couple years we'll start seeing some touchscreens in Macs as well, and something will go from there. But they also announced new Watch OS, which usually every time they announce the new Watch OS, it's improvements to the health tracking benefits and stuff, which they are doing. It's not a new watch, so there's no new sensors or anything like that. So nothing profound.
It's just improving what we already have.
Yeah, like the look and feel of it, and like data that's already being
wallpapers.
collected. They're just making it now more upfront and more available to reach. There'll be new watch faces, which they had promised when they first came out with the watch that they'd have like a watch face store.
Which
they haven't done that yet.
It's been really lacking.
Yeah, so now your watch faces are limited, but they still come out with a few every year, right? Whenever they do a new one, so it is slowly getting more choices, but whatever. So there's stuff like that.
About the actual iPhone update.
Yeah, so the iPhone itself update is going to have some new camera features. Which is something that I don't really care about. Camera features, but lots of people do, and the rumor for the next iPhone is that it will have the latest thing is triple cameras, right, instead of 2 cameras.
Ooh, you get 3.
So it's like, okay, well, so it does seem like they are probably gonna get start planning ahead for that. Some of the features they're offering are a lot of editing features, some of those little macro changes you can do, filtering, and
it looks like they're gonna have different portrait versions.
Improvements, some portrait stuff and stuff like that. But all that's gonna come in iOS 13, and if you're really into the photos, great. I'm sure you're super excited about it. I've taken one photo all year.
Hey, you take pictures of me sometimes. You should go back.
That's
to doing
my one
that.
photo. No, I take a lot of pictures of the dog.
You do. Now you can take even better pictures of the dog.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, she'll appreciate it.
Yeah, I usually send Raven a picture of the dog every morning.
Every morning while they're snuggling and I'm at fucking work.
Yep, it's true. But some other improvements they're gonna now do finally. So they're improving some security features, which has been a big issue for a lot of people. Encryption, blah blah blah. Everybody's shit's getting hacked. Also, the government can just sort of, get your iPhone opened. Apple pushed back on that a little bit, right? And so there's some good wins there as far as security goes. But they're also improving their security. Bunch of techno jargon in the back end of how they're going to do it and stuff like that. But one of the features they're bringing to the new security will be the ability to sign in with Apple, right? So if you're using the password vault now and you got to use your face and enter the password for every website you go to or whatever, they're basically simplifying that whole thing, which I think will be nice because I've had some issues with random lots of passwords and stuff. So
I have so many passwords.
I'm ready for the world where it's just okay, scan my face and log me in. Scan my face, charge my credit card. I'm ready for that.
Yeah, but you know how so you can make a super secure password through Apple, they allow you to have that. My only problem with that is if you do it on say Facebook, how do you get on Facebook on your fucking desktop? You have to go and write down all those random words and dashes and numbers.
So the benefit of using a Mac would be that it would store it all together,
but I don't
right?
Want a Mac.
Yeah, it would have been great if Windows Phone had still maintained a presence, and then we could just have that same feature. But yeah, that never happened. So,
Nope.
I wouldn't be surprised if eventually they make some sort of app that can sync the two. And actually, they make third party like LastPass does that, right? But I found LastPass a little difficult to use from like my phone. Like I like the built-in. I want it to be built-in. Everything built-in.
Right.
It just works a little better that way usually.
Right.
Another fun one is the Apple Maps stuff is updating.
Yeah, we were excited about when we heard the updates to Maps.
Yeah, so part of what they're adding is like some 3D maps and stuff. Like it's becoming a lot more like Google Maps, right? Which is what everybody likes, right? So they probably have like Apple branded little guys running around cities and getting stuff. But another thing they're letting you do is start building collections and favorites and stuff. And so the way they kind of sell the feature is like, and of course they do a great job, and I don't know that people will actually use it this way, or you could use it however you want, but it's sort of like you could go online and say, hey, I'm visiting, and the example they use was Barcelona. Yeah, but my family's coming to visit us in Seattle. We're gonna get on the beta and we'll try this out, but you'll be able to say, okay, hey, there's a couple restaurants I like, right? And you add them to like a planned collection. The week Jesse's parents are here. Here's a little collection of restaurants that we could go to. And then you could layer that on top of your map, right? When you just like open up your map and it'll say, oh, hey, you're closest to this restaurant. Okay, let's go there. We're all starting to get hungry. We're pretty close to one of the restaurants that we liked. Boom. There we go. So it's kind of like a nice little planning feature for your trip, right? You're going to a new city. You heard about a great new restaurant. You want to try it out while you're there.
Yeah.
Boom. Oh, hey, it's not that far away. Let's walk, right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
We'll definitely like want to use that when we start planning out our trip to like Japan, because there are a lot of places that we kind of want to go, and like in this world of Instagram, when there's always like these kind of BuzzFeed like articles that's like, you have to try out this place that does this one thing and it's the only place in the world that does it, and you're like, holy shit, that looks good as hell. Put it like aside in these collections and you can remember it later. Instead of
exactly. And like I said, you can layer it on top of the map, right? So you open up your map and you might have to turn it on and off, but you can turn on your collection and it says, okay, hey, shit, that's right around the corner. Let's go, right? So you can kind of like plan your trip that way, or you can even pull it up and actually plan your trip that way and say, I'm gonna go here, and then we can have lunch here, and then we're gonna go here, and we can have dinner here, right? And create your little path. But a few other things just to like kind of wrap it up was the audio sharing with AirPods. Like some other stuff I think is cool.
That's super cool.
Yeah, you can now have like two AirPods paired at the same time. So like, when we were all kids and we used to use headphone splitters and you're sitting next to a girl on the bus and you can listen to the same music.
Yeah.
Now you can do that with AirPods. You just connect both your AirPods and
then you're good.
Listening to the same music, and then you can make out in the back of the bus and do other things. We were all kids once.
Yeah.
And now, of course, in messaging they're adding. So one thing Android people is always like, oh, swipe. Keyboard.
Yeah,
we can swipe. You
keyboard.
Guys can't. Haha, fuck off. Well, hey, now we can. It's called quick path typing in Apple.
I'm excited about that too.
I hate it. I never use it, but
I used to use it all the time on my Android.
Yeah, they're improving reminders, which is helpful because I actually use the reminders app. It's just helpful. Let's see. I'm trying to like quickly look and see if there's anything else. Apps are supposed to launch faster, which is nice. Oh yeah, and then dark mode. It's gonna have dark mode. Yeah, that was the big one. Which I like. All these things are in dark mode.
That just seems so silly that's like one of the big ones, but it's like a big thing.
Well, people like dark mode because sometimes it's easier to read on your eyes. It's softer.
Yeah,
right, with the colors. Like I think it adapts better to auto adjusting brightness works better with a dark mode kind of setting than it does with a bright mode setting. I was just like, I couldn't sleep last night. I came downstairs and I opened up my laptop and it's supposed to auto adjust the brightness, and it did supposedly, but it was fucking like the sun. No. So it's super bright, and I had to go in and manually kind of zip things down, and
Yeah.
I'm using like the light mode on my browsers and stuff.
But
So
it's also kind of nice because you're already doing this. You're already adjusting like the Reddit app and the Twitter app and stuff like that. You can do dark mode on those. And so if you're going from dark mode on there and then you get a text message and you open up the text message and it's like fucking blinding.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if they have like a setting that says like, between this time and this time, dark mode, right?
Ooh,
And
yeah,
this time,
that'd be cool.
light mode. That's probably, I think you can do that within Reddit, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also looks like there's some cool like CarPlay updates. Not that we have CarPlay right now, but those look really cool. But I would recommend if you're interested, you have an iPhone or you're interested in getting an iPhone and you want to just see what's coming up on iOS 13, go check it out. Their website is a great resource.
Yeah, it's always fun to keep up with the Apple stuff and go. I mean, I think they're on a decline. Anybody who wants to talk about the decline of Apple, you can message me on Twitter. But
You probably won't see it for months, but he'll eventually get back to you.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not, I don't think I'm going to buy the new iPhone this year.
No. We've bought it every year, and I feel like that's super extra, and we can spend that money elsewhere.
Yeah, well, there's always that.
Like
but
on all
also, I
these
just
video
like,
games.
why? Like, every year there's always a reason I want to get the new one, Oh, Face ID, cool thing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, now a bigger version of that phone, because my hands are giant, so bigger one is nice. But I cannot imagine what they're going to add this year where I'd be like, oh, yeah, what, in-screen fingerprint? I don't really care. I got Face ID. 3 cameras. I don't really use the 2.
Yeah.
What could it be? Unless it can project its own messages into your brain thoughts.
Ooh.
I don't want it.
Let's move on to, so we've gotten some cool spoilers for upcoming, not spoilers, but rumors coming for upcoming, what am I even trying to say right now? For upcoming superhero movies that are coming out through Marvel and DC. We've got some really cool actors updates. One of them being that Keanu Reeves is in talks to play an undisclosed character in Marvel's The Eternals. Which is really cool, really interesting. We all love Keanu Reeves. We all love him so much. And it's going to be exciting to see him in a Marvel movie. Besides, was the original Constantine based on the comic book Constantine?
Oh, yeah.
It was?
It was,
okay.
yeah.
And that one was great. Like, I loved that movie. So it'll be nice to see Keanu Reeves in something new. I don't follow the Eternals, so it's going to be interesting to see that world come to life, especially when I know very little about it.
Angelina Jolie might be in that movie as well.
Ooh, that's kind of cool. So another kind of rumor that we've been hearing is that Idris Elba is going to play Bronze Tiger in James Gunn's Suicide Squad sequel. And I'm excited that James Gunn is bringing his own cool twist to Suicide Squad. I've read the comics and I've always really been a fan of Suicide Squad. I thought that the original movie was kind of meh.
Well, yeah.
It was okay. Everybody
thought
kind of thought it was meh, but it was cool to see those characters, and I do like those characters. So it was cool to see those. Another rumor, not necessarily just about who's playing in the movie, but Forbes alleged that there's a Supergirl movie
that'd be kind of cool
to start production in the first quarter of 2020. My question is, are they going to do what they did with The Flash and not have the CW TV show actress play Supergirl?
I'd be kind of disappointed because she's pretty good.
She's pretty good. I mean, the guy that they have playing Barry Allen in The Flash is really good too. But they did it on purpose. They didn't go with him. So, and I forget who the
little bitches.
I like the guy that they have playing the Flash in the DC movies. He's a cool actor, but I mean, it would be cool to see those kind of two different items, 2 different shows just kind of coming together and being cohesive.
Yeah, that's what I think they should.
And then, of course, we have new, Thor 4 is being rumored. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Chris Hemsworth has said that he is eager to return to the role of Thor, where we all know that Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. are not coming back as Captain America and
Yeah, I don't
Iron
think
Man.
they should do a Thor 4, but yeah, something like a role
What is that noise?
It's that dude with the fucking car.
Oh, fuck that guy. We're gonna keep going, but I'm sorry, people.
Anybody can hear it other than us.
I hope not.
Anyways.
Then Captain Marvel 2 is supposedly rumored to have Carol Danvers and Valkyrie teaming up, which I think is all just speculation because that's really what people want.
Yeah, it sounds stupid. How would they even know each other?
They know each other from Avengers Endgame. They hung out, chill out.
I don't think so.
But those are kind of the biggest things coming up in superhero, like rumored in superhero films, coming up soon.
Yeah. What about this other rumor here of Ghostbusters?
Yeah, no, I don't think it is a rumor because Sigourney
real?
Weaver actually verified that she is going to be coming back for her role as Dana Barrett in the upcoming Ghostbusters movie. And so that movie is supposed to also star Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd. What? So
yeah,
cool.
It is
so
very
excited.
cool that, so this is not a reboot in any way.
No.
It is just another movie in the original series, which is what people wanted.
I mean, yes, because people don't like anything to ever change ever.
Well,
and
and like
totally
everybody knows people are
understandable.
like really hate the idea of come up with an original, like, you know, come up with an original idea. Don't just redo something. Everybody hates when people just like, I'm just going to copy something that's old and redo it.
Right. I am going to say I am not a fan of reboots.
Right.
I don't love them.
I mean, not to say that there are probably
They're
a couple
good
that are
ones.
good. Yeah. I
But
can't think
if
of any off
that
the top of
movie
my
has
head.
come out within my lifetime, I mean, I don't think Ghostbusters came out.
It wasn't quite.
It was a little bit before me. But if it's come out within, say, my brother's like lifetime, that's too soon for a reboot.
But this one is, going to be the next chapter in the original franchise. And they say that
Yes.
loud and proud.
Yes.
No reboot.
It's not a reboot.
And this is set in the present day. It's like these dudes might have been busting ghosts since then. I mean, because these guys are all old, right? So, like, we know. You know.
Yeah,
And
exactly. Like, they're not going to be the ones busting no ghosts.
well, they might be busting
be.
some
Or
ghosts
maybe
at the
they're also
beginning. It
training
could be
people.
that story of like, you know, they pick up some new people and they kind of pass the torch. And this is how you reboot a franchise. Like if you wanted to reboot it with new people, you should have done this. This is what they should have done before, right?
Yeah. And it's just the three of them, I believe, coming back. Obviously,
dead.
Harold, he's
Can't come back.
The guy who played Egon is dead, who
Unless
is
he comes
also
back
one
as
of
a
the original.
ghost in real life.
It's going to be just the three of them.
So they're the three original people that are still with us are going to come back.
And then
Sigourney
also
Weaver's coming back. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it looks
You know.
like in this movie, Carrie Coon, who was in The Leftover and Avengers Infinity War, is going to be... The story is basically she's a single mom. And then Finn Wolfhard, who we know from Stranger Things and It.
Oh, yeah.
And McKenna Grace, who is in Captain Marvel as the girl, are going to be like her children. And they're going to be in it, and they're going to be like main characters with Sigourney Weaver's character, Bill Murray, and Dan Aykroyd. And this is coming out July 10th, 2020. So in a little over a year. So that's going to be exciting.
Yeah. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, so these old dudes fight this ghost. And the kid from Stranger Things, right?
Yeah.
Like, basically, they're probably, like,
Wolfhard.
super old. And there's going to be this whole thing of, like, ghosts going to keep on ghosting. You know? That sort of inspirational, like, passing of the torch where it's like, I'm getting too old for this, but they're still going to be out there. And then Bill Murray walks off screen, and the kid's like, you know, nodding his head like, I can
both
fight
of them
ghosts.
too, which would be pretty cool. Because, I mean, they're both kind of, like, teenage-aged. So the next one could be a couple of years from now when they're, like, in their teens and 20s.
Exactly. Like, I think these kids are, like, a
both
good
of them.
age that, like, you know, you'd have to wait a little bit. But, like, you get all the kids from Stranger Things, though.
Right. I mean, that's pretty fucking obvious.
Yeah. You get all of them there
you can't
playing
use all the
Ghostbusters.
kids from Stranger
I
Things
don't
and
see why they
everything.
couldn't do that, though.
No,
Because, like,
yeah,
they
all
dressed
the
as
kids-
Ghostbusters that one year, right?
Yeah.
Like,
That's a little
and then
on
they
the nose.
actually just became Ghostbusters. Like, that could happen, though.
Yeah.
That could be real life, how it plays out.
Maybe.
You know, and they could do Ghostbusters.
Well, Sigourney
number
Weaver's
5.
character, so Dana's supposed to have a child too, who at this point would have been older.
Would be like in their 30s.
Yeah, so maybe she's been working and they just haven't cast that person yet. And so that could be a character that they're bringing on, like younger blood.
There should be a transitional person. Right?
There should be.
Right? The old people retire, the transitional person will be the new leader, and then the kids will come in.
Yeah, and she trains them. I think it's a she. It was a girl. She had a
I think it was a boy. That was a baby boy.
I don't know.
Because there's that dude who was like gonna possess it, and it was like, you know.
I think it was just like they did not gender the child.
Yeah, maybe they didn't. Did they imply that it was immaculate conception between a demon and her too, or something?
No,
too,
I don't
or
think
some
so.
Maybe I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I haven't watched. We have to watch.
He could be the Antichrist. Is all I'm saying.
He could be.
Yeah.
We've been watching a lot of Supernatural, so.
But let's move on to our topic. I think that's pretty much it for
theme. Yes, that is the last of it. So we're super cool for all of those little things that are coming out and all of our hotcakes. Definitely go watch Good Omens. Definitely go play Magic the Gathering. Definitely go get an iPhone. Definitely love
Or if
Keanu
you're an Android
Reeves.
person, you know, stay on Android or whatever. But
yeah. And then go back and watch all the Ghostbusters. Okay. That's our hotcakes.
Yeah, you should definitely watch all the Ghostbusters before the new one comes out. We are going to have to.
Yeah, we're for sure. And so now let's get into E3 and other video game announcements and excitements, because at this point we haven't gotten a lot of new information.
Yeah.
A lot of the new like E3 information.
Right, but we got some other stuff.
But we have some other stuff. So the first one being we got Pokemon Direct this week. Which gave us so much more Pokemon than we got in the last Pokemon Direct
announcement.
Yeah, exactly. And that being, we got to see some of the.
So it's
new
Sword
Pokemon.
And Shield are the game that are coming out that we're talking about. Yeah, which is what number, like 7 or in the franchise
8.
or 8?
It's Gen 8.
Gen 8 in the franchise, yeah. And we're talking like there are thousands of Pokemon now. I think like we are. Last time I think we checked, it was like 900 something. So there's got to be like over 1,000 now.
Right. But it's like in this new one, we got to see a couple of new Pokemon aside from the 3 starter Pokemon that we talked about last
that we
time.
already knew about. Yeah,
exactly. One of them being the one that everybody on Twitter is talking about is Wooloo, which is like an adorable fluffy sheep Pokemon.
Right, and it's like we already had a sheep Pokemon, but this is like it looks
so
just
cute.
like a sheep.
I know.
It doesn't look like anything else.
Yeah, I saw someone say like they're only going to do an entire party of just fluffy type Pokemon. And so do this one and do the last like sheep one, which was like it was like an electric sheep.
Yeah,
right?
It was like an electric thing,
type.
Yeah.
But I can't remember what they're called. Like we said, we are a casual podcast.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna remember all 1,000 Pokemon names at this point either.
Definitely not. But so we got Wooloo, which was really cool. We got Gossifleur, I believe, which is like a pollen type Pokemon, which is
that was in
cool.
the movie, I think, actually.
Oh, was it really like
that was
Detective
one of the
Pikachu?
ones I think that was in Detective Pikachu because that name sounds familiar already. So.
Oh. And then it also does the evolution for that one, which is Eldegoss, I believe. But it's a Cotton Bloom Pokemon, which that's a kind of cool type of Pokemon. I don't think we have any of those.
We have had similar little like
Jesus
tiny
Christ.
flower Pokemon that
well,
are
I'm
bloom.
just meaning like cotton.
Yeah, maybe not cotton specifically, but
I was thinking cotton specifically. Okay.
Yeah, but flowery things.
We have a snapping turtle-like Pokemon called Dreadnought. And then we have literally the best fucking Pokemon of all time. It's a Raven Pokemon named Corviknight. Da-da-da! I have my own Pokemon, y'all. And it is me.
Let's see.
If Corviknight and Wooloo had a baby, it would be me. Soft and fluffy, but then also clad in black and a knight.
I have the best Pokemon right here.
Well, it's not Corviknight, so yeah.
No, and I don't have a way to send it to you either.
You just have to pick
I'm just gonna paste it in the thing. We should put it as a Twitter. We'll put this on Twitter so everybody can see what the best Pokemon is. There, it's in the corner.
Okay. Oh, okay.
It's a Boston Terrier Pokemon.
Oh, cute. Beg.
Its move is beg.
Sleep.
Flip a coin. If heads, the opponent faints, but it fails. Boston Terrier loses 50 HP. Oh no.
Oh no.
I will rewrite that move. Flip a coin. If it's heads, then the Boston Terrier wins, and you have to give the Boston Terrier the food. If it's tails, then you lose, and the Boston Terrier gets your food.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
That's exactly right. So going back to actual Pokemon, those are really cool ones, and we also got to see the legendary Pokemon, which are, they say wolf-like, but I'm gonna say they look like dogs. They're doggo Pokemon, doggo legendary Pokemon. Zamazenta, and Zacian. These words, come
I
on,
don't
you
know.
can make it
Yeah.
easier on me, people. But they're really cool. So one looks like it obviously has a shield kind of around its neck.
Yeah,
The
one's
other one
a shield
has
Pokemon, one's a sword Pokemon.
one has
yeah.
like a sword in its mouth, like it was just playing fetch, which I thought was really funny. So those are your main new Pokemon. So that's pretty cool. One really cool thing in Sword and Shield that they're doing now is you can see the Pokemon like in real time, just like out there. Like, you don't have to like search through the weeds and just be surprised by what Pokemon you're kind of going against, which I believe is in Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu.
Yeah.
Like, you could do this, but they haven't had it in an actual Pokemon game. But yeah, so you can strategize a little bit more into what in the wild Pokemon battles you're gonna go for.
Yeah.
Another one too.
Well, so yeah, they added a couple new things with the whole Dynamax and raid battles.
Which Dynamax, what it is you can transform one of your Pokemon into like a kaiju-like sized Pokemon. So it makes them more powerful. I think it's only for like a couple rounds in a
it's supposed to be
battle.
like 3 or 4. Though, like, 3 or 4 rounds when you're in battle. The other feature, the raid thing, was around like fighting Dynamax Pokemon while they're Dynamax the whole time. So like you go and you fight like a kaiju.
And you go with a group and you do like a raid battle against these Dynamax Pokemon. And I think it's like up to 4 people, which is super cool. I think that is something that I would have loved to see in the past in Pokemon, and then now that we're getting to see it, I think it's going to be really cool. You and I could just go around and do raids. So all very, very
Yeah,
cool.
I'll note though that like, so with the Dynamax thing too, it's not like your Pokemon becomes like, it's not like a super evolution. It's like literally just a big version of the Pokemon.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like the XL version of a Pikachu.
Yeah, they look
or
the
a
same.
Raichu.
They're just bigger.
Right. Their attacks are just stronger.
Yeah,
so
they're bigger,
they're
they're
all
stronger.
the same attacks, but they're just completely a lot stronger. And so that was ahead of Nintendo's E3 press conference, which that is going to be on June 11th, so Tuesday, I believe. And on Tuesday, they're going to be talking about Luigi's Mansion 3, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening.
Yeah, some Zelda stuff.
Yeah, which that is a remake, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah, so like, we're going to see that a lot probably here, starting with Link's Awakening, but we'll see probably a lot more with, Switch remakes, right? So.
Yeah. And then Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order. One thing that people are complaining about and speculating about is that there isn't on your program, there isn't an Animal Crossing for Switch game announcement, but people are like pretty sure that there might be one. Pretty sure that there is a 50% chance that they might still make an announcement for Animal Crossing on Switch.
I mean, where else would it be? I don't think they.
They might not do the announcement.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Like, it has been like rumored. For
right,
a really
it's not
long
officially
time.
on the list. It's a rumor on
Right,
the list.
exactly.
I got you.
That's what
No, yeah, I mean, I think like we will. The whole thing is like, they're not making any games for anything else. If they're gonna talk about it, it's coming to the Switch, is what they're talking about.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, my whole thing with the Switch is like, I think they need to kind of buckle up and say like, we're not only did we replace our console line, but we also replaced our mobile line. Everybody should own a Switch, because like right now we just have the one because it's kind of replacing a console. But I think we need 2 so that we can each have Pokemon Sword and a Shield, and we can play each other.
I was
and
thinking that too, because there are a lot of other games that you can
And I don't
work with that, right? Like I thought Stardew Valley, like you could do it like
Yeah.
cooperatively and
Oh
like
yeah. We
playing
could
like
play a lot of
Mario
games. It would
Kart.
like be like having like our own little like Game Boys and playing again.
That
But
would
the
be
thing is,
fun.
I think they only sell it as like they sell that little docking station and stuff. It's like I wish they sold it standalone. You know,
Right.
knock $50 out the price.
Oh
knock
yeah,
$100
so
out
that
the
we don't
price.
have to have like 2 docking stations, which we could have 2 docking stations.
We could, yeah. You know, different TVs or whatever. But like, still, just boom, sell it standalone. There we go.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. So going back to Pokemon Sword and Shield, it is set to come out November 15th of this year, and you can go ahead and start pre-ordering now. So, and they're obviously like in the past, you can either get Pokemon Sword, you get Pokemon Shield. So,
GameSpot, I believe, has the like a walkthrough on which one should you get, right? Kind of helps you pick between the two. I believe so. So if you're interested, go check out GameSpot. They have that, I believe.
yeah.
Because that's always, so which one do I get? What's the difference between the two? Should I just buy both? But that
Who
seems
knows?
like a
Let's
waste of
find
money.
out.
Yeah. That's why it's always fun to have somebody to game with, like you, and we could have 2
Yeah.
Switches, and we could get both copies, and then if there's like Pokemon that's in, we could trade.
We did that with one of the last ones, right? I mean, because I think you had gotten one and I had gotten the other one. Or maybe I did that with my brother, or you did it with your brother.
Well, I mean, when I was a kid, I used to do it all the time with my brother. Having a twin
Yeah.
brother, he'd get red, I got blue, right? And we would trade Pokemon, gold and silver. I don't remember all the colors
Yeah,
now,
me
but
neither.
we'd get both. And then when like yellow would come out, we'd grab yellow too or whatever and just sort of do whatever. But anyways, Pokemon is super dope. Nintendo stuff will be dope. But what else do we have coming up at E3?
So we've already had, sorry, I'm drinking water, guys. I'm trying to stay hydrated. I got to work out after this. So June 8th, they came out with the EA announcement. It's EA Play press conference. And in that, we got a couple of different games. EA, not everybody loves EA for different reasons that we're not going to go into right now. But I was pretty excited about the stuff that they talked about in this particular press conference. The first one being Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. We actually got gameplay of that game, and I think it looks absolutely amazing. We talked about the trailer when it was first announced. And this one, we got to see the different abilities. We got to see lightsabers in action, force pulling and pushing, ranged attacks. It's lock-on focused for the combat, which I like. So it's pretty similar to like Dark Souls for one-on-one combat, but it seems a lot more forgiving than Dark Souls does.
Well, yeah, I mean, Dark Souls is known to be difficult
hard
and whatnot. Yeah, and we don't expect this game. I mean, that's not what they're going for. They're trying to tell a story, not to... Like, Dark Souls wasn't really trying to tell a story. They're trying to be hard. Right?
Yeah, I think they really loved being that really hard.
Yeah, I don't think this is exactly what they're shooting for in a Star Wars game. So, yeah, no. It looks good.
Yeah, it looks really good. We got to see your little droid buddy, which is BD1, which reminds me of the famous actor BD Wong. So I'm going to obviously call him that.
Is that who is doing
no, I
the
don't
voice
think so.
of,
but I just like BD1, BD Wong, like
recording all the beats, yeah.
That would be super cool, though. I think that's what they should do. So yeah, I mean, the game just looks really interesting. The story looks really good. It looks like EA has talked about how much of a mistake they made with like Battlefront 2. So they're really trying to make up for it with this game where it's very story driven, less in-game purchases and all that jazz. So,
right. Which
I'm
is what we
excited.
all kind of wanted.
It's what we've all wanted.
I think, I think we might start seeing the world kind of coming down off of the high that was,
in-game purchases.
Loot crates. Because I think every minute that passes, those games are getting less popular, and especially as like big people like Bethesda announces new games. Because I see here that they are going to announce some
some stuff. Yeah, let's
Fun
get through
stuff.
EA first. Like, we'll make it
okay.
really quick, and then we'll get on to what is rumored for the rest of this week. So EA had also talked about Apex Legends Season 2 Battle Cry, which Apex Legends was super popular when it came out. We haven't played Apex Legends, and I know it's very similar to, I'm guessing, Fortnite.
It is.
So it's very much not our type of game, but you got some announcements on that, Apex Legends friends. Battlefield 5 Chapter 4. They talked about for a little bit FIFA 20 and Madden NFL 20, which are always going to come out. Like,
Yeah,
I think
every
putting
year.
those in an announcement is just kind of cheap. It's like, okay, yes, we know that was always
Well, yeah, but
gonna
we
happen.
want to see like what the graphics look like and stuff like that. It's like they don't have to spend a lot of time on it. It kind of just helps, you know.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, that was EA's kind of announcement. Sims 4.
Sims, yeah, I was gonna say the Sims
Island Living.
I love the Sims games.
Yeah.
I have not played since like I played a little bit of the Sims 3,
Yeah,
but
you just played some.
yeah, it was Sims 3 though. I'd like to see what the Sims 4 is actually like.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next one on this list. What's coming up next on my list? It's not necessarily in order of when these announcements came up, but Square Enix, their keynote is Monday, June 10th at 6 p.m.
Right. So it'll be after this or before this comes out, but
after we have
record,
recorded, because
so.
we are recording right now.
Yeah. So we will get this one in the next batch.
Yes.
For sure.
And so in this one, we are so fucking excited because we're supposed to be getting Final Fantasy VII Remake information. And then I believe we're going to get some Marvel's Avengers information.
Yeah. And on top of that, some DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3 is rumored as well.
I see that too.
So, which I'm super excited about.
Those
that.
are all super exciting.
Yeah, I mean, we love Square Enix. I think they're probably our favorite game studio.
Yeah. I mean,
So.
we have followed Final Fantasy, like, since we were kids. Kingdom Hearts since we were kids. So, all of those, they're a huge factor in what we like as gamers. So, we're always interested in seeing what they have. Final Fantasy VII's remake, we hadn't been getting a lot of information on it because they were working on Kingdom Hearts 3, and we weren't getting a lot of information on Kingdom Hearts 3 before it came out because they were working on the Final Fantasy VII remake. So I'd be interested in trying to see what gameplay looks like in it, like actual gameplay. Just kind of when is it going to be released? Because that's also kind of up in the air at the moment. So excited for all of those. And then Marvel's Avengers, the little teaser that we got a long time ago, looks really great. So I'd like to see more of that.
Yeah, and we know that's going to be there 100%. I think that's already kind of confirmed.
And then are we expecting a Final Fantasy 16 announcement? No, we're not. We're not expecting that.
No. Yeah,
but yeah,
not this year. I think they've done a lot, so I think
because I mean,
we can all be happy for that. I do wonder if is Final Fantasy 16 in the works? Have we heard anything about that?
I was just trying to make a joke.
Yeah. Well, but it brings up a serious question here that I have about like if it is in the works and stuff like that, are they gonna like kind of backtrack off this whole,
I think they're
bunch of dudes hanging out together, you're playing as just one of the guys. It's like I want to have my classic JRPG, not a reimagined thing, right? So whenever they do start talking about 16, I will be listening very intently and do what they plan to do.
Yeah, same. Absolutely same. So interesting. There's some other stuff that's like potentially coming out, being announced, but those are what we care about more. So the next one on this list is Microsoft's E3 keynote, which is today, right now actually, because it started 3 minutes ago. So 1 p.m. on Sunday. And they are planning on talking about their next gen, Project Scarlet.
Yeah, next generation console stuff. Really what we can expect there, we've all talked about it a bunch, right? Is like they're going to improve the horsepower and stuff of the system, but we are getting farther and farther away from like, if you imagine how the Xbox compared to the 360, compared to the Xbox One. Mm-hmm. It's not going to change. It's my whole thing with the iPhone, where it's like, okay, well, there was always a reason to get it before, but now what are they doing? And now that we're talking PS5 and then the next gen Xbox, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what everybody says.
Services, coming to Xbox and
that's what it's all about now. Is going to be like, Xbox has the Games Pass, right? And then they do like cross-platform, right? So it's sort of like a subscription service to play games. You can just download any of the games and play them, right?
Right.
On top of your Xbox Live subscription. It's kind of like we're getting to the point where everything that's makes an Xbox what it is just something you pay monthly for, right? So once you buy some bare metal hardware that can stream either the PlayStation platform or the Xbox platform or both, and you're just paying these subscription services, you can just tack into both.
Right. Well,
so that'd be cool.
People are saying that one of the reasons why, because Sony's not going to be there at all this year.
Right.
And so people are saying one of the main reasons why is probably because of Project Scarlet and just letting Microsoft have their announcement, because they've been kind of snarky about the whole like PlayStation 5 rumors. So,
Sony just is full of snark.
They're so snarky. I
all
love
the time.
it.
Yeah.
But so supposedly that you could have some demos of the new HoloLens 2. Supposedly there's going to be playing like Halo 5 Guardians, demoing it on that. I don't really, and then in terms of gaming, we're supposed to get new footage of Gears 5, so pretty cool there. And Halo Infinite. So
that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been waiting for the next Halo thing to kind of come out. We need to get into Gears of War.
I think so too.
Because,
Laura Bailey is like the main character in it.
Yeah. I played like the first one, and then nothing. Right, and I don't even remember. Like the gameplay, I remember being like pretty good.
Yeah.
The graphics were better than everything else at the time, but if I look back now, it's like meh.
Well, yeah.
So, but yeah, we should go back and play all those, and so I'd be super interested in that before Gears 5 comes out. But yeah, I've been waiting for a good Halo game to come out for a decade now, almost. So.
There you go.
Yeah.
They're gonna be doing
Talk shit
it.
about
We'll talk
Halo
about
5.
it next week once we get some actual gameplay and watch that.
Yeah, and understand a little bit more about what it's about. Because like the Master Chief Collection, when they redid everything, was like super good. So that was enough. But Halo 5 was just meh.
Yeah.
I think they got like the story in Halo was so original, and then now it just feels like it's weird.
It's just like keeps going, and you're like, it seems like it's going for just the sake of it going. Where it's like
they might have like just been pumping money out of it, like my whole thing, right? Like just stop pumping money out of shit.
Yeah, it's like your favorite thing to say. It's like let it die. So another announcement that's coming up today at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. So Sunday, guys, 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. Is the Bethesda announcement, and I believe we're gonna get some Elder Scrolls 6.
No. So they actually said at PAX, supposedly, that it's too early for that.
Fuck them. Fuck them.
And
right
also Starfield, which is another one of their launching platform games or whatever. They also will not talk about that. And this was all at PAX. I guess some attendees asked about it. And what's his name? Todd Howard, who's like the executive producer, right? Yeah. Todd Howard, naming all the games. Yeah, he said it's too early. Please be patient. That was during PAX, and PAX wasn't that long ago. So,
right.
I guess like, yeah, they could still announce it here.
Yeah.
But like, they would have had to have come pretty far since PAX.
Well, then I feel like the Bethesda announcements are going to be super lame because, I mean, you have Elder Scrolls Online and you have Fallout 76. Fallout 76 was kind of a bust. Like, I haven't
supposedly
heard
there's some new Elder
Fallout.
Scrolls Online stuff.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if there's like some new Fallout 76 like add-ons and stuff.
And then like free-to-play mobile stuff, and then like free-to-play card game, like Hearthstone, Elder Scroll things.
Yeah, we have the Elder Scrolls Blades, by the way. I
Doing?
Pre-ordered it when it was announced. It finally came out. I've barely played it, but if you want to download it and play it and see what it's like.
All right. Well, now
we have
I'm
that. So
less excited for the Bethesda announcement.
yeah, I mean, who knows what else they have going on, right? They probably have some other maybe little games and things here or there. I mean, they're big ones. They're definitely Elder Scrolls 6. We for sure are waiting on that. I would love to see them do something else with the Fallout series other than 76. But hey, I'll buy 76 when it goes on sale and see how that is anyways.
Yeah,
So,
when it's a couple of years from now.
Yeah, exactly. So, it doesn't have to be anything. And then Starfield is supposedly it's an ambitious sci-fi project, is as far as I know about it.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds really cool.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and you can imagine from the name, okay, like imagine from, Fallout and Skyrim and all those games, and you can say, okay, a cool like space version of those sounds kind of fun.
Yeah.
So, definitely interested to see what they come up with here.
Yeah. All right. Well,
we'll just see what they announce. Yeah. And if they announce an Elder Scrolls 6, we will talk about it a lot.
Yeah. But now I don't
they
think
said
I
it was
will.
too soon.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago. So.
Yeah. So like I said, no Sony this year. However, people do speculate that they're going to do a state of play event like they held back in March, like probably within a couple of months, that'll have more Last of Us Part 2, which they just finished working on that, production of that. Death Stranding and Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah. I'd like to see they have a picture of Crash Bandicoot here. That's why it brings it to mind. We got the Crash Bandicoot like Legacy series or whatever. I would love to see them kind of go deeper into their like history of games. Like, do they have Crash Bandicoot Racing redone yet? Right?
We
Crash
talked about
Bandicoot,
that
like
too,
the party
where they were
games
gonna reboot
redone.
it.
Yeah, they redid Spyro. Like let's see some more of those kind of popping out, and those games are always super fun. And shit, I got a lot of vacation time this year that's going to waste. I might just like take a week and just play all those games.
I want to do that.
Negotiate for more vacation
I
time.
know. So Ubisoft is going to be there. Their announcement is June 10th. Ubisoft is okay.
Yeah, no, they. What strikes me the most is Beyond Good and Evil 2. This looks really good.
Yeah.
I haven't played that game. I do not know Beyond Good and Evil, but maybe we should check it out.
Yeah.
But the graphics here look pretty.
They look really cool. There's no Assassin's Creed this year. They're skipping 2019 for a release. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, they actually say here though that they're going to announce 3 to 4 new AAA titles. Right. So that's what we're kind of hoping for with Ubisoft, is that it's like something we never heard of and didn't expect.
Yeah, something cool and interesting and new.
Yeah. And so maybe we'll get some of that kind of out of that, because you know what? So far in all the other ones we're talking about, Elder Scrolls 6, a remake of Final Fantasy 7. Where's some of the original ideas that we're getting out of it, right?
Right.
And maybe that's what Ubisoft is gonna get us, some kind of original stuff.
Yeah. PC Gaming is doing their keynote on Monday,
so they always
June
kind of
10th as well.
separate it out.
Yeah.
From consoles is the big thing here.
Yeah, and it's supposed to focus, like with PC Gaming, it focuses a lot on indie games, because I feel like those are slightly more
I think
easier.
the way mainstream games kind of goes, like, oh hey, we're coming out to console and then we're gonna go over to PC, right? And they always get ported over to PC or whatever and done.
PC
so that's a given. We don't
short
need to talk
straw.
about that. But what about the games that are like unique to PC? And a lot of those are indie games because it's easier.
I feel like it's easier to
develop
produce
for,
them on
PC. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see kind of what comes out. But I think like I wouldn't be surprised if when's the last time a big PC game came out that was like an MMO? I wouldn't be surprised if we hear something
cool.
surprise that we don't know about.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed. I think that'd be cool. Because I don't like MMOs.
They're not our
I
jam.
especially don't like MMOs that are very old.
Okay, specifically ones that are very old that have like a billion expansions and
but I think like a new MMO and like a modern world, and
We don't play MMOs like that.
yeah, I probably still wouldn't get it. I was thinking like, yeah, maybe I could get it,
I was
but
like,
nah,
I
I
can't
probably
see
still
you
wouldn't get
ever
into
getting
it.
this.
Yeah.
Like, I talked to a couple of people after, I think last episode or the episode before, I talked about how I was kind of interested in getting back into World of Warcraft, which is the game that you hate. And
stupid,
yeah, and people were all like, I'll play with you. So I have a guild, I guess, already.
Yeah.
I got fans who will play with me.
Yeah.
So let's move
lame.
on from PC gaming, because I feel like we won't know what to talk about until they announce stuff. So
Yeah, we're also not huge PC gamers either.
we don't
like,
really have the goods.
yeah, I used to have like a PC that I built back in the day, but
Yeah.
I slowly just started buying more and more laptops. Now we own every flavor of Surface laptop product.
But not anything that
there
we can
is,
really.
because they're sleek, they're cool, they're powerful enough, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's all.
Yeah,
All right.
they can play games. They got graphics cards and things. They can.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
So like we said, Nintendo is going to be at E3 and they're going to be announcing things. Their keynote is Tuesday, June 11th. So that's today. It's probably already happened while you're listening to this podcast. So you could probably go watch it if you're listening to it early enough. But yeah.
We'll probably get the usual things out of them. We already said, like, it'd be cool if Animal Crossing was announced. But yeah, Pokemon's going to be a thing. Something about Mario. Something about Link.
Yeah.
Something about, who else? Super Smash Bros. Will have
Smash
something,
Bros.
I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Anyways, we'll talk about more of what they say next week. And then I think the last thing on here that was kind of interesting, it came out already on June 6th, is there was like a presentation that Google put out for the Stadia. Is that how you even say it? But Stadia Connect, which is Stadia sounds right. Which is their potentially kind of cool streaming services, which I think also goes with the console that they're going to be coming out with. Are we really that interested in it? No, not really, because it's going to be one of those.
Here's the deal.
Situations where it just doesn't come out.
Yeah, well, so the deal is like, okay, they're trying to get into the gaming platform, and this is where I get to, like, I think Xbox is gonna become like a streaming platform, right? It's not a game console anymore. I think, Sony, it's not a game console anymore. It's a streaming platform. Like, this version of consoles will be our last one, right? And you just buy the hardware and you can stream anything. Basically like this. Like they're showing you can stream off a PC, right? So it's like Google is like kind of leapfrogging into it. Maybe biting off a little bit more than they can chew. And kind of jumping in. So, yeah, I'm not super excited about it because I don't think they have enough of a presence to really, like... They have money, sure, but this is what Google does.
Yeah.
Is they go in, they do something, and then they abandon it later.
Right. That's exactly right. And that's what I was thinking, too, is like, I'm not excited until like it comes out and it proves to me that it's going to be a long-lasting service that they're going to offer.
Really, all it's going to do is maybe it'll clear the path for like Microsoft and Sony, right? Because like there's some sort of hurdle, right? I don't know, maybe they're trying to just make sure they make as much money as possible off of consoles before they can't, right?
Right.
But, there's some sort of hurdle, and I think Google's going to go out there. They're going to hit all the potholes, so that way Microsoft and Sony can just come right behind, fill in those potholes, and have smooth surface to kind of drive their platforms up to success.
Get all them taxpayer dollars in.
Yeah,
Google,
Domino's. They get all the Domino's money. And Google's just out there busted and broken down on the side of the road while Sony and Microsoft blast off in their race cars.
Yep. All right. Well, so that's the last of it of E3 for this particular episode. Next week, we will be talking about Microsoft, Square Enix, Bethesda, Ubisoft, all of them. We're going to be talking about all of them. So get ready for that. Hopefully, this kind of keeps your mouth watering slightly for more of those announcements.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and what our take on those are. mostly.
Yeah, we're gonna talk a lot in the next one. I think about.
Yeah,
them, so
we'll have probably
a lot of information
less
to talk
hotcakes
about. Yeah,
because it's mostly a video game hotcakes episode.
yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, in the meantime, go check us out on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or coopthepodcast.com.
Yep, at co-op the podcast. Wait.
At Co-op the Podcast.
Yes, thank you.
Or coopthepodcast.com.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, check out our blog. Still don't have a lot of going on there, but check it out anyways. And follow us
Lots of
on
Easter eggs.
all of those social media sites so that you can potentially win a t-shirt.
Yeah, and we've been doing the t-shirt giveaway now for
About
few
a month.
weeks. Yeah, and it's going really well. So I think our next stage is going to be to start
Giving away
other stuff.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll start doing some giveaways, maybe like a monthly giveaway on top of the t-shirt giveaway.
Yeah.
So, something like that. So keep your ear out. Probably just wait till next month to do that. Yeah. Let's get another few weeks of data. Get past the half-year mark.
Yeah.
But yeah, also, what else? You can follow me on Twitter at Jesse, JESSECO_OP.
And you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Raven_co-op or coop. Also, be sure to check me out on Twitch every Thursday at 7:30 Pacific Standard Time. Watch me play Araki and Kuma in Fading Footsteps on Scraticus Academy. You can follow Scraticus Academy on Twitter at Scraticus_. You can find it on our Twitter page as well. But go check them out and support them, and then come hang out with me on Thursdays, and then also on June 22nd.
And if somebody out there, this is a shout out call for content here.
Call for arms. Call to arms.
If somebody out there knows how to do the Twitch.
Knows how to do the Twitch. Jesse and I want to do the Twitch.
We're trying to do the Twitch. But to be honest with you, one of the big things is like I just don't really want to like learn how to Twitch. So
Help us. We're old.
Somebody wants to just give us some tips and stuff. Reach out.
I saw a funny tweet the other day that was like, and I retweeted it, that was like, you either die a young millennial or live yourself, or see yourself live long enough to not understand Billie Eilish. And I think that's where we are.
Who's Billie Eilish?
She's the one that's like, you could see me in a crown. She's like, I don't know, she's like 5 years old and she has blue hair and she freaks me out. And I don't know what she's up to. The young
What
ones.
Is she?
She's a singer.
Singer. Okay.
Yeah. God,
Gotcha.
see, this is the like, you're the one. You're the one.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah.
I don't like young things.
Young things.
Anyways, that's it. Signing off. If you know how to do Twitch,
Call us.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Bye.